All right, this is our last demo of semester 1, so please pay attention. All right, this is the fish demo. We are going to be doing this. This one takes a little bit longer than the other demos, so it's probably going to take, I would say, a good 4 or 5 days to complete, and then we will move on to the final project. So, to get to the fish demo, you're going on my website, Digital Arts, scroll down, fish demo. All right, if you scroll down here a little bit, this shows you my example, which you cannot use. I know that this is mine because it's on my website. So if yours is exactly like this, I shall know. Okay, so you are going to right click on the blank fish, click copy image. I am on my home laptop, so it might look a little bit different, but it's still the same steps. And then you are going to go to Pixlr, and if you have not noticed, Pixlr has updated. You have to click on Pixlr E. They look very similar, but make sure you're clicking E, not X. This is the one we're using. And then you just click Create New, go over to Photo, and then scroll down to Portrait 8x10. Sometimes you're not able to scroll, so if that is the case, just pause and come up to, or just ask me, and I'll see if I can figure it out. But on mine, it's working, so I'm hoping on yours it's going to work too. All right, so I have Portrait 8x10. I'm going to name this the fish demo, and then my name. Please write your name. Do not write my name unless we have the same name. I'm going to turn the background on, and then I'm going to click Create. And here we are. All right. Did I copy this already? I think I did. All right. If you haven't copied the fish, you're going to go copy the fish, and then you are going to paste it in your drawing, and I'm going to stretch it out to go on the whole page. If it cuts off a little bit, that's fine. If it really bothers you that much, I guess just make it a little bit smaller. There you go. Okay. Now, once we have this in here, we are going to trace this fish. We're going to trace the bubbles, the sand, everything on this we're going to be tracing. So it's going to take a little bit of time and patience, but I know you can do it. All right. So before we start tracing, we are going to add a new layer. So if you come down here on the layers panel to this plus in the square, this means that you're adding a new layer. So if I just click empty, that's all you need. You don't need to click any of these, just click empty. And right here it says layer 3. That's our new layer. All right. We are going to lower the opacity of the fish to about half, like 50%. So if you right click on the fish layer, put this to maybe mine's about 40. That's good. And you want to go ahead and lock this just so it doesn't start moving around, because that happens sometimes. All right. And once this looks gray, you're going to click on layer 3 again. And then we are going to find the paintbrush tool, which is right here. This one looks like the paintbrush tool, but this is not the right one. This is the color replace tool. So make sure you're just clicking on the draw. It says draw right there with the balloons. Okay. We're going to go to the color picker down here. The top circle should be black. So if it is not black, make sure you choose that. And then click OK. And we need to edit our brush. So if yours, I'm not sure how yours is set up, but mine is not set up the right way. So I'm just going to show you in case you need to. You're just going to lower the softness down to 0, just like that. Everything else can stay the same. Everything up here is fine. This is fine. And then you are going to start, again, making sure you're on layer 3. You can start outlining everything in your fish. So you would want to move a little bit slow. So just, and if you mess up, you can always undo. So if I go like, oops, I messed up, Control Z to undo, right? I suggest trying not to do the whole thing in one swipe. I would maybe like after you make it a good amount, take a little break. That way, if you have to back up, you won't have to go all the way to the beginning again. So I am going to go ahead and finish this. And if it's not exact, it's fine. It's not the end of the world. For the area like the eye, if you want to, you can just color in the black so you don't have to have like a creepy outline. So if I wanted to color it in, I'll just erase that later. So it looks normal, just like that. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pause this because this is going to take me a little while. And I'm going to outline everything, and then I will show you what to do after you are finished. So you'll probably have to pause it at this point too. All right, once you have outlined the entire fish and everything around it, you can go over to your layers again. The original clipboard layer, you can just delete. If you have to unlock it first, you might have to do that. You can just click backspace, and then that deletes. So now we are going to start coloring this in. So make sure you click on layer 3. If you want to change the name to that to fish, so it's easier for you, that's fine. And we can go ahead and lock. Actually, we'll keep that unlocked. All right. So we're in our paintbrush tool. So now we are going to, you can choose any color that you want right here in the color picker. So you choose the color. So let's say I want the fish to be blue. Here we go. Actually, I'm not going to do blue because the water will be blue. It's too much blue. This yellow is nice. All right, pick the color I want. I can drag this thing around, click OK, and I can start coloring in my lines. Now, what you want to do before you start coloring, I should have said this, you want to add a new layer. That way we can put our color on a separate layer, because if you have to erase, I don't want you to have to erase the entire thing and the outline. So you can click that add button again, empty layer, layer 5. Let's name this one color. There you go. That way, if I mess up, I can put it behind my fish, just like that. So that way it kind of looks like it's in the lines almost. All right, so I'm going to move the color layer between the other two. I don't know why it's not moving. There we go. So that way it looks a little cleaner. All right, perfect. So if you want to change the size of your brush, you can go up here, size, or you can use the keys that look like, I'm trying to see how I can describe these. Greater than, less than keys. So the one that looks like this will make it bigger, and then the one that looks like this will make it smaller. I think that's easier than using the actual website. So always a good trick. All right, so I'm going to, where's my brush? Right there. Okay. Oh my gosh, I don't know why it's not coloring now. That's so weird. Okay, pause for 1 second. Okay, if that happens to you and you can't see your color, I just refreshed my page and now everything's good. So I'm gonna go ahead and color this whole fish in. I'm gonna make my brush size a little bit bigger just because this is like a bigger area. Softness should be at 0 again. And then, this is very difficult. Okay, so now if you want, I would say you probably can't use the, put this back in the middle. Probably can't use the paint bucket because it's not, like the color layer itself over here is not like separated by the lines on the fish. So you unfortunately have to just use your mouse or your mouse pad, I guess. Should not take too long. And again, I would not like just do one continuous stroke. If you've like done a good amount, I would take a little break and then do it again, because you don't want to have to erase like the whole thing if you mess up. Okay, so I'm going to pause and I'm going to color this fully so you don't have to sit here and watch me. I will be right back. All right, I have finished coloring my fish. So yours should be fully colored. I did not color the bubbles. If you want to leave something white, that's fine. You can do that as well. All right, so once you have finished coloring, we're going to add some dimension, some highlights and shadows. We are going to use the Burn and Dodge tool. I don't think we used this tool since Pizza Project. It looks like the half moon looking thing. The lighten mood will obviously make things lighter. The darken mode will make things darker. So you can keep the range at midtones. That's fine. We are going to start with the highlights. So over here it says strength is at 30. So that means that the highlights are going to be working at like 30%. So that doesn't look like it's super noticeable. Let's try this. Okay, so then that right there, I've set it to 80. Now you can really see it. So if you want to go, I'm leaving this up to you, your own preference. Let me see if certain colors it shows up more. Like for yellow, I'll probably need to lighten it up. 50 is probably, yeah, can't even see 50, but on the orange, you can see 50. So if you have like a lighter color like this, you might have to do it like full strength. Let's try like 85. Oh my goodness, that is crazy. Still can't see it. Okay, so if you have a color like that, maybe we just use shadows and we don't highlight. So I'll just go ahead and highlight the rest of it. Where should I put it? Let's do 35. Okay, so I can add some highlights here. And again, if you want to make your brush bigger, smaller, you can just right up here is the size, or you can use the greater than, less than keys. Here we go. All right. I can add my highlights to the rocks. And since this is a little rock, I might want to make it, little. You guys are obviously going to do this way better than I am. I'm just doing this quick so I can show you how to do it. All right. Then once you're done highlighting everything, you can go to the darken side, and then you can add shadows to things. So let's see if the shadows work on the yellow. They do not. All right, so I will warn you before you start this that yellow is probably not a great color to use on this project. Maybe we'll make this bigger. All right, you can sort of see those. Okay, so I have my shadows still working here on my sand, on the rocks, seaweed, more shadows. Maybe I'll put some around the bubbles. Okay, there we go. Right? You guys are going to do way more again than I am. So once you're all set and everything's good to go, that was the last step. So all you have to do then is save. So you can click File, Save. If you're done, JPG is fine. If you're not done, obviously you're PXZ, but at this point in the video, you should be done. So it's a JPG, Save As. It's going to say Fish Demo. You're going to have to click Save again. I believe that's the update part of it. It won't look just like that, but it'll look similar. And then I think nothing is popping. Oh, okay. And then this comes up, and I've seen that this comes up on some of yours too. It's just an ad. It says skip ads and try free premium. We don't have to do that. Just click the X and it's gone, right? And then you're going to go back to Google Classroom. You're going to put it into the assignment. Oh, here's a better example of the lights and the darks. These colors work a little bit better. See that you can do like, you can just kind of do it on your own, do what you want, but you have to have some shadows and some highlights. You can't just say, oh, I like it with nothing, because you have to have some. But yep, once you're done, submit, and then you are good to go.